Watch this. That's the handbrake on, by the way. I'm but one man. Come closer, let me tell you. How we doing, guys? All right, so I figured it would be a good idea to tell you a little bit about what I've done with the car so far, what the plans are, and give you a walk around tour since I haven't done so. A couple of things I did right off the bat. We did the standard tune-up, so I changed the spark plugs. In the process, changed the valve cover gasket because that was leaking. Doesn't leak anymore. Problem solved. Another thing I did was change the oil, which was a bit of an interesting story. I went and luckily oil was on sale, which cost kidneys for this car. But I got the oil. I was super happy it was on sale. I got the oil that was specified in the instruction manual. Actually, let's check what the oil was. We have this original BMW manual, which, look at this, so beautiful. Clutch, tires, engine differential, tire thread, I don't know, tire thread, as if I need tutorials on tire thread. Engine oil, here we go. So, if you can zoom in on this. So 5W40 and 5W30, and after reading online, a lot of debate on which one to go with, I went and I just bought, I think it was 5W30 because I figured it would be fine considering it's summer. And so I changed the oil and everything went fine. It's actually one of the easiest cars to work on when it comes to changing the oil. It was super easy. However, after I was done changing the oil, I heard an engine tick, which obviously freaked me out because I figured I either had too little oil or maybe too much. Well, if you have, you know, too much oil, it's potentially not circulating correctly, so you could get valve knock just the same as if you had too little. So I was like, all right, fine. Check the oil, it was fine. Then I figured maybe the oil that I got was too thin or too thick. Because also, shockingly, I thought that oil being too thin obviously makes sense. Valves would knock because it's not lubricating correctly. But turns out if your oil is too thick, it could also knock because apparently this engine has a difficult time circulating the oil to the top, which would result in the cam and the lifters knocking. So then I went back and I got a different kind of oil, swapped oil again. Keep in mind, this at this point cost like $200 for 2 oil changes. And then, still had the knock. New oil filter, fresh oil twice. Now the good thing was it was also kind of an engine flush because I don't know if this guy, whoever owned the car before me, ever changed the oil. It was horrible. The oil that came out was disgusting. Even the second time around it was still disgusting. Now it's proper. Anyway, it turns out I called my friend Tim, as you guys know, the guy with the Miata. He used to have an E46 before, so I called him to come and have a look. And after a little bit of troubleshooting, he found out that it was actually my diesel valve. So my diesel valve knocks. I then looked up how to fix the diesel valve yourself because it's surprisingly very expensive for that little piece of flap. Don't know why. I took it apart. I put some silicone so that it doesn't move. It was better for like a couple weeks, but it's rattling again, making the sound. But now I know what it is, so I'm not too concerned. I did find a diesel valve at the junkyard for like $5-10, but that also turned out to be incorrect because it was off a 323, if I'm not mistaken. So that diesel valve was too small. So I'm still looking for one off a M54, or if you will, a 3-liter 330. Otherwise, we've changed a little few bits. Now, there's a couple things that I don't really quite get. Like, why is this missing? There's absolutely no reason why this reflector is missing. How did that not bother the previous owner? It looks so ugly. These headlights, by the way, does anybody know if these are OEM? So the guy I bought it from claims that you had the option to buy the car with clear corners. Don't think that's a thing. They're supposed to be orange, but I mean, I like it. I wanted this anyway, so I'm not upset about it. I just don't believe him, that's all. Also, we don't have any angel eyes, so is it really a Beamer if it doesn't have angel eyes? This has to be painted black or replaced with black ones. It's in relatively good shape. No rust and things. There's some scuffs that I gotta clean up. Oh, I had another interesting situation. So one of the things that happened, so one time when we parked, we got out of the car and my girlfriend said that her side wheel was hot and it smelled. So I was like, okay, sounds weird. Walked over, checked it out, and sure enough, brakes were on fire. It wasn't crazy, it wasn't glowing, it wasn't dangerous, but definitely that caliper was seized. And so then I took a look at it. Turns out they put new brake pads on, which is good, except the mechanic that did the work didn't account for the fact that this car is old. So when the cylinder or the piston retracted all the way back, it just got stuck there. So I had to take it all apart, and then I had to, with a bit of help, work it, you know, press the pedal till it comes out, spray some lubricant underneath the rubber to get it moving again, back and forth a bunch of times, and it works like new. Put it back together, everything's been fine since. Look at this. So I have to open the door from the inside, less than ideal. But the real problem is this: I took this out because I was curious, and the actual key cylinder works perfectly. No issues there, which is good. But when I looked inside, there is absolutely nothing inside the door. I'm not sure what kind of mechanism is supposed to be on the other side. The key, I'll probably make another episode just to ask for help, but basically the cylinder at the end of it has almost like four, like this, like a flap, if you will, that it looks like it's supposed to go into something and turn. I haven't done any research, by the way, yet, so my apologies, but I'm sure I'll find what part I'm missing. But yeah, you know, I wanted to be able to actually open the door with a key in case my fob stops working, which, knowing my luck, it probably will. Other thing, so this broke, which I found out online is a common problem on E46s, both coupes and sedans, that I guess the wire inside that's supposed to do the work, there's a zip tie. Yes, a zip tie that breaks, and that zip tie breaks and you no longer have door handle. So it's not actually broken, it's just a zip tie. So I need to just open it and put a new zip tie on to solve that problem. As you can see, someone's already been working on this stuff before me. This has annoyed me since day one on the car that this falls off. I just wanted for once to have a car where the door panel is not falling off. I'm not touching this yet because I know I have to get in there to solve all of this. So it will all be a project for one day, do it all in one go. The good news is everything else works. All my windows work, my window switches. Well, one of my window switches broke, which you guys probably saw on Instagram. That's kind of cute, huh? Yeah, I got window inching working. See the switch missing? Oh, I have another story for you guys. So the stereo. So the first thing I wanted to do is just have music in my car, because driving around listening to the radio drives me insane. This stereo that I have, it's the stock business CD, because you know we do business. But here's the issue. So if you have a 2001 or older, you don't have auxiliary, you don't have anything, just CDs, and that's it. If you have a 2002 or newer, you're supposed to have auxiliary and everything's supposed to be perfect. Well, this is supposed to be, or is, a 2002. However, it's not actually. It's a 2001 late model, which, as you know, in the car world constitutes a 2002. So I took it apart, I took it outside. Actually, taking out the deck is extremely easy in this car. So I took it out. I already made the cable for the pins on the back to make my own female auxiliary in, so I can listen to like my phone. And I was pleasantly surprised it had the auxiliary pins on the back. Everything was going swimmingly. Put it all back, went to test it, couldn't switch it to auxiliary mode. Spent about 15 minutes trying to go through menus to figure out how to do it. No way to do it. Went back online to check what the situation is, and turns out I have the pins, I just don't have the software on it. So there's no way to change the firmware. There's no way to upgrade it. My only solution is to get another one. So if that's going to be the case, I'm just going to get an aftermarket one, because I'm not wasting my energy. Also, the money, I can't believe how expensive this is. You people have no idea. I looked online. There are guys that pick these up from junkyards and then they sell them for like 150 bucks. Who's paying $150 for an old CD player? I don't get it. You can get a full-on one from AliExpress for like 150 bucks, 200 bucks. That's like a doubled in with reverse camera, sat nav, everything you want. So that's out of the question. I'll just do a proper upgrade when I have the time, and we'll have a nice little doubled in maybe. Yeah, the handbrake obviously needs to be fixed, as I demonstrated before. Handbrake's fully engaged. It doesn't go any further. And this is just moving. It's very useful. It's great. Love it. Wouldn't want to park my car safely. So these rims were a great purchase. They were 350 bucks off of classifieds with brand new tires. These are Z4 rims. I was quite happy about it, because for that kind of money, I get to kill them all summer long, and I don't have to kill and waste my winter tires, which the car came with. They are like on 18-inch rims, low profile Michelin whatever they're, excise, I don't even know. Either way, crazy expensive tires. I don't know who gets low profile winter tires, but I have them. They came with a car, but it hurts me to drive it. Oh, there's several other things. There's this. This is when I say there's a lot of small stuff to fix. Look at this. This here is cracked. How did it get cracked? I don't know. It's fine. I'm quite happy that most of the stuff works. There's not a colossal list of things to fix, but it's gonna take some time. And then the fun stuff. So one thing I'm gonna do to make this car funner is change the differential, obviously. You can't not change the differential. This car comes with a stock 2.93 ratio, which is one of the slower ones. Basically, top speed on this car is supposed to be 265 kilometers an hour, which I don't plan on hitting, not on public roads. So I would much rather go for acceleration, and also it'll be better for drifting. So what we can do is, I already looked. There are no LSDs and stuff. It's kind of impossible. I'm not looking to spend a lot of money, but if I pick up from an automatic E46 a differential, they have a 3.46 ratio, if I remember correctly, and that will be a huge improvement in gearing and speed. So I might get Tim to weld it for me so we can have some fun, and then when winter comes I'll just swap back the open diff so I can have traction control and all the other stuff. That's why I was asking about the subframe kits on Instagram, if you guys follow on Instagram. Apparently these cars are prone to subframe damage, rear subframe, from I guess twisting and all that. You know, don't drift these cars, that's what they say, but like, it's a perfect drifting machine. A lot of this depends on how lucky I am at the junkyards. It seems that in Canada, finding junkyards that have BMWs is a bit of a struggle, at least in the Toronto area, because there's a couple places who shall be unnamed that go around and take all of the parts and then sell them like they're new. And that's not cool, because I want parts. So once I get lucky enough to get some parts, I will swap them and fix things. Oh, I think my wheel bearing is going on the front as well, but just started, so we're still okay. But yeah, that'll be also a thing. Otherwise, if you guys have any suggestions, recommendations, I don't know much about E46s. I spend most of my time on the E36. I do love this, to be honest. But yeah, I need like help. Like for example, front bumper, I want to get a lip. Not sure which one to get. I might redo the tints because they look like a bear attacked them. If I'm gonna do the dash, probably like I did in the Hyundai, changing the color of it because I think white would look nicer. This orange is easy on the eyes, but it looks too 90s. I need this car to look better. Any sort of suggestions, any sort of parts and things, or anything that would make it more fun and cooler looking even, I'm cool with it. So just tell me, I will welcome all of it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff this weekend coming up, so for the next weekend should be some pretty cool stuff to see. See ya.